everyone and welcome to this new replay commentary on Wargame European Escalation. So in this video and in the next video that will come, I will be focusing on the Clash of the Clans tournament organized by the WTF team. So it's a 3v3 tournament opposing different clans. So we've got the FFR clan, FFR with 1 and 2 teams, PLF clan with intercontinental, Finland and not yet known teams, TSP which is Tiga, Swift, Paslovan, Day clan, Team 815, StrategyTV.com, Yoba, Promagnon, RKKA, No Units, WTF, who are organizing this tournament, WTF 1 and 2, and LVA, of course, 1, 2, and 3. So in this video, we'll be focusing on the first round, so FFR1 versus PLF Intercontinental, and TSP versus Day Clan. So here we go with the first match of this tournament, PLF Intercontinental versus FFR1. So PLF is playing NATO, represented by Selkares, Sepsi77 and Varys, while FFR are playing Pacts on the red side, represented by FLX, Embaumer and Droops. So to sum up, this tournament is a 3v3 tournament on economy mode, 5,500 points objective, 4,500 points to start with, and 60-minute time limit. So here we go. So the deployment phase I'll pass quite quickly. Apparently the action will focus around the Foxtrot sector. Very few units are deployed in Golf and Juliet, while a lot of units are deployed in Delta and Mike. Quite a few Smersh over there, 5 Smersh in all, 3 over there, 2 over here. And 4, 3, 4, yeah, that's 4 MNRS units in Delta. So it's going to be a very big fight around Foxtrot and very little encounters on the left side of the map. So here we go, a few helicopter transports going to Charlie. This commander will probably go on Bravo since another commander is controlling India, and the big fight will occur in Foxtrot. We have a big army of Vizels. We've got 2 players, Sikasake and Sepsi77, who have spammed Vizels. Well, I think they just spammed all the Vizels they could. All the autocannon Vizel, of course. Yeah, so it's a big spam, not really beautiful to see, but it may be efficient, sorry. First Smersh Barrage, hitting a bit of the Vizels over there, a big encounter in the middle, and the MNRS shooting also, but the shot is a bit more scattered and doesn't do a lot of damage, not even morale damage. Vizels are starting to rush the enemy lines. Over here they are more or less stopped by infantry squads in the field, while over here, well, the T-80s and the Zalos are totally, well, outgunned, outnumbered, and have a hard time surviving this attack. On the left side of the map, well, the NATO players have taken control of Bravo and positioning themselves in Charlie, and not a single packed unit, apart from a little group here, are in the area. 2 commanders over here and over there are ready to capture Foxtrot and India. But, well, packed forces are still numerous in the sector, and it's going to be hard to control the sectors for now. So, big Vizel rush that is continuing to the north. I'm not really fond of these kind of strategies. It may be quite efficient in destruction mode, but in economy mode, I mean, the objective is to control sectors, and in this case they just attack and they leave nothing behind to control. They've got, yeah, probably 1 of Rams, a few ATGM units, but that's all. So it's a big rush and MNRS spam this game. We've got Smersh still shooting the enemy lines. The commander is taking hits, but loses only 2 HP, so it's okay. Other commander here that is under the menace of a few transports and infantry units over here. The big Vizel assault is more or less stopped over here. Infantry squads are routing, but stop the Vizels over here. 6 Vizels are left, but are out of, well, nearly out of fuel. And the MNRS here, who are totally destroying the NATO infantry. The Smersh, sorry. MNRS over here, shooting once more at the packed army. Well, taking time. Commander here pulling back, another commander over here trying to capture Foxtrot. The Vizel rush is still going on, coming back, and the MRS are shooting. And the bad coordination here, the MLRS are shooting their own Vizels. It's quite funny actually. It's the first shot. It's the first rocket shot that does some damage, and well, it's against its own units. Great. Little offensive on the left side of the map here. Some Zealous are trying to push into Echo. Well, map control wise, we've got 2 sectors, 5 points controlled by the NATO players, only 1 point controlled by the Pact players. And well, there isn't any. Yeah, there is a commander here. So they may be able to capture India quite quickly. 2 commanders over here near Foxtrot. 1 is routing, and the Smerts are shooting once more in the global area of the commanders. One of them is already quite damaged and is taking some hits. The commander is killed, 1 commander is down, and India has just been captured by the Pact army. Well, the NATO push at the beginning of the game wasn't really useful, in my opinion. The Vizslas are totally destroyed, and the NATO players didn't even take advantage of this attack, and well, don't really control the area. They have less units than the Pacts in the area, and well, the control over Foxtrot is quite limited. They have no defense whatsoever. So, well, wasn't that good, I think. On the left side, still nothing happening. A few helicopters coming in. But that's all. The commander of Echo just pulled back. The Zealous are coming in. I'm going to speed up this game a bit because it's starting to slow down. The pace is slowing down, of course. Both teams have just slaughtered themselves. The entire armies are killed. Well, nearly. So they've got very few units to continue the fight. The ATGM vehicles here are just taken out in the open by the helicopters, and once more Smashers are shooting at the commander, and the commander is totally destroyed. 2 commanders killed for now, and Foxtrot has been lost by the NATO players. Infantry units coming in on the reinforcement line here, trying to contest the area controlled by the Legionnaires, the Legion. And for now, well, the game seems to be going more for the Pact team. We've got 6 points for Pact, only 3 for NATO. The commander of Bravo has to pull back to Alpha. Since the NATO players have lost their reinforcement line in Foxtrot. The Legion have just re-embarked in their VABs and are getting killed by the Mochutzen. And once again, Smirch shooting at absolutely nothing. It just shot one of its own units. It's not a very beautiful game to watch. It's a big rush, and then, well, just wait for the income to come in and hit with MLRS and Smirch. But considering that even if it's an economy game, they haven't got a lot of sectors. So, well, income is quite low actually, so I'm going to just speed things up. If not, we're going to stay here for 15 minutes, and it's going to be quite boring. So, once more hitting the CPC, but no hit points have been lost. A few units are still in the area trying to attack the Echo sector, and anti-air here killed the helicopter. A few infantry and BMP-1 are killed by the MLRS once again. Over here, a small force is prepared to attack. And well, nothing going on really right now. The NATO forces are totally destroyed. There's well, very few left actually. A few infantry units have been sent in to reinforce the defense of the area. A new commander is coming in on the Pact side, trying probably to capture Foxtrot, which is a 5-point sector, and with a reinforcement arrow, so it's quite a good thing. Charlie has been captured by the NATO players with VAB PC, and quite a good secured sector with some infantry units and some transports. Delta forces have been put in the reinforcement line of Kilo to prevent any units coming in over there, but Kilo isn't even controlled by the Pact players. Foxtrot, there it is controlled by the Pact. A small MLRS shoots, but not a single unit is destroyed, so it's quite useless at this point. It's quite a lot of ammo wasting for nothing. Over here, units preparing to attack in India. We've got Marder 1 going in the front line, we've got Patterns coming in. The commander over here has just been killed, and India has been lost by the packed players. So it's 5 and 1 commander here, so 5 points against 4, 6, 7 points every 4 seconds, of course, as usual. Once again, well, MLRS units trying to destroy the commander, but they are too far away. They have a big hitting zone, so not really useful. And this time it seems to be a bit better, and the BRDM2U is destroyed. That's it, 2 commanders destroyed. India and Foxtrot have been lost, and the commander controlling Mike has to move and control another reinforcement sector in order to allow the packed players to recruit new units. Points wise, well, 478 to 350. It's quite balanced for now, but income-wise, it's the NATO team that has the advantage. The advantage has turned from packed to NATO, and well, still not much happening. Of course, both teams have just entirely obliterated their respective armies at the beginning of the game, and they have very little income, so very little units are in the field. And Escalation coming on the back of the packed army, killing 1 Smerch, and hopefully the Mi-24A killed the Gazelles, and the Smerch managed to pull back. 3 of them are still alive, only one has, maybe 1 or 2 have been destroyed. There were 5 at the beginning, I think. 2 have been destroyed, so yeah, quite a hard hit over there. Foxtrot once again controlled by the packed army, while on the left side still a big NATO monopoly. Yeah, so 1 more commander coming in over here, trying to capture a hotel, maybe India. Another commander coming in on India, and another recruited for Foxtrot. So it's packed players are spending most of their income to recruit new commanders and control once again the big sectors Foxtrot and India. Meanwhile, the packed are, well, keeping their money a bit and not spending that much, even if they are starting to recruit units probably for another offensive on India. They seem to be, yeah, here we go, 8 new infantry and transports recruited, and will probably assist to a big push in India. 25 minutes left in this game. Packed players are well, securing the right side of the map. Not sure if it's a good idea. There aren't many packed NATO units over there. Meanwhile, they aren't really defending the middle of the map, and that's where the NATO players are focusing. So it's going to be probably a big balance from here. The NATO has a big army advantage. They have put a commander in India, so both players are mutually contesting the sector. Units just sent in. Some of the concourse is taking out the units. Ooh, the Abrams just... oh no, the Abrams is killed. But the concourse also by the Smerch units. With a big army regrouping over here. A lot of infantry and a couple of tanks. So India still contested by both teams. Foxtrot and Hotel controlled by Pact, making up to 8 points every 4 seconds. 9 points for NATO players, so NATO has a bit of an advantage here. It's still behind in terms of points, but they have 20 minutes to come back, not a real problem. And they have a big army. They are starting to move and to be aggressive. They are attacking the Pact army, probably will attack India from the flank and from behind. It's going to be very, very hard for the Pact players with the little army they have now to counter this offensive. Once more, Smerch are hitting in India. And here we go, we've got a nice balance in terms of points. And infantry units coming into a hotel, no real defense over here. Infantry squads are pulling back to try to stop them. Helicopters are coming in also, but there are a lot of transports coming in over here and on the left side. The most recent won't be enough to stop the infantry rush, and the BRDM2U is pulling back. A lot of units have regrouped over here in India. The Pact players seem, well, in a very, very bad position right now. units regrouped in the forest, but it seems like NATO players are just overwhelming the Pact army in numbers. Only Foxtrot is still controlled by the Pact army. 1 BRDM to you that isn't capping any points. That's quite a mistake in economic mode. And we've got only 13 minutes until the end of the game. And well, the Pact is falling down right now in terms of points. NATO has a better income and more points. It's probably time for the Pact players, to spend all the points they've got to counter-attack. If they don't counter-attack, well, they'll just lose the game. They've got less income and less points, so of course it's going to be very, very hard for them to win if they don't attack. They need to attack quickly to oblige the enemy to pull back the commanders from the sectors they control, and well, hope they spend points, enough points to rebalance the team. So for now, 200 points advantage for the NATO team, and only 5 points of income for the Pact against 9 for NATO. Ten minutes to go, and still the MLRS that are shooting in the middle of India. Little offensive on the right side here. Once more chasseurs are coming in VABs. Gazelle Canon are coming in, but a Buck and some anti-air are in the area, pushing them back. Pact players really need to react right now. They've got 500 points. They are 500 points behind the enemy. If they don't spend, well, it's economy mode is quite new, so of course players aren't really used to playing this mode, but it's something very hard to analyze. What do you do when you've got 5 minutes left and you've got 600 points behind the enemy and you earn less points? Well, basically it's already lost. But it's around 10 minutes mark is, in my opinion, the real deadline. If you're behind in terms of points and behind in terms of income, and you've got 10 minutes left, you really have to spend all your points and just counter-attack, charge in the enemy's lines, and try to push him back. That is what they are trying right now. They are attacking the enemy lines, and hopefully they will try to destroy and push back the commander over here to, well, control India, to have more points of income. But the problem here is that there are only 3 minutes left. The offensive, the Pact offensive is coming in too late. MLR is shooting in the general area of the commander, and the Zalos are moving in to try to kill him. Unfortunately, the commander is pulling back right in time and seems to survive this assault. Over here, another last chance assault is coming in into Echo. The commander isn't really defended. He may pull back. Oh, it seems like he's going to survive. More infantry units are coming in over in India. Well, the commander has come back in the sector. The menace has been destroyed. The commander here is pulling back, but gazelles are sent to protect it. So here the offensive the Pact players managed to recap India and contest Echo, but it came in way too late. They should have spent all their points earlier to contest all these sectors and hope to come back in the economic war. And here we go, the end of the game. So in terms of points, we've got a pretty balanced game. 6400, 6700, 6900 and 6600 in terms of kills and casualties. It's pretty balanced. Of course, the difference is in the command points. 1700 command points extra for the NATO team compared to the Pact team. Yeah, the final offensive of the Pact team, well, occurred too late, and even if they managed to recap India and contest Echo, they didn't have enough time to to catch up in terms of economic points in the end game. So yeah, quite a weird match, I have to say. It's more of a it started more like a typical destruction game with a big rush trying to be cost effective, and no real sector capture. It was just a big attack, and then maybe we'll capture sectors. So it was quite weird for an economy mode. So let's move on the second game, shall we? And here we go for the second game of this first round, second and final game of this first round. So we've got this time, Day Squad versus TSP. So TSP isn't really a team, it's just 3 friends or 3 players that play together. TSP for Tiga, Swift and Praslow. And we've got the Day Squad in the on the packed side, represented by Gaunt, Curl and Holger. Sorry for the names if I don't say them correctly. So basically what we've been told is that the 3 Day members haven't played a lot together, so that's why they'll make the weird strategy they'll make, the typical helicopter and infantry spam and rush. It's not really nice to see, so I'll just show you the entire game nearly 10 times the speed, just to show you how the game, how it played and how it ended. But it's not really nice to see, so I'll just speed it up quite quickly. Here we go. So we've got quite a balanced force on the NATO side by the TSP team, and but a big rush. It's full helicopter with a bit of infantry and tanks, and like in the first game we've had very few units on the left side of the map, which is quite weird. I know the big sectors are on the right side, but these sectors still give quite a few points. 4 points for Charlie. We've got only NATO players going for the left and not a single packed unit. So Pact has one more mistake, has 2 commanders in Lima, which is weird. I mean, why do you want 2 commanders on the sector? It probably they just forgot the commander. Well, it's just obvious these 3 players aren't used to playing together, so they just decided to rush mine. Well, yeah, it's no brain tactic. They just rushed, they passed over here, the helicopters just went through, infantry just coming in, they tried to go for the commanders, kill the commander in Delta, going for the commander in Echo and Alpha. The commanders here are in a bad position, commanders here killed and killed. So helicopters are doing quite a nice job by killing the commanders. Unfortunately for the Pact players, NATO players are good players. They secured Foxtrot and are starting to build another base, another HQ over here, and they have another commander ready to cap India. So for destruction mode it may have worked, this big rush, but in economy mode, well, of course they are killing units, but they won't have a single income. They have a commander here, but they haven't capped any sector with it, and the commander in Lima is just starting to move, and it's just a basic commander, not even armored, so it's going to be very hard. The rush units that are left are scattered all around the place, and well, a few units are coming in trying to kill the commander. They sent in every helicopter they had, Mi-24s, Havocs and other kinds of stuff, but it doesn't work. The NATO players are good players, they know how to stop infantry units like that, rushes, so it's total waste of points for the Day Squad, and it's honestly, it could have worked in a destruction mode against less experienced players, but against Tiga, Swift and Praslow, it's just not going to work, and the NATO players are just counter-attacking. All the points went into the attack. There is not a single defensive unit. 1 commander has been killed in Hotel. 2 sectors, the 2 biggest sectors, are secured by the NATO players, and 1 more is secured over here, which is Bravo. So we've got the 12 points against 1 point every 4 seconds. So it's really gonna be a NATO victory. There is absolutely no doubt about it. NATO players are just hunting down the last the remnants of the Pact rush, and are controlling sectors one by one, and just going to win this game, obviously, unless they do a big mistake. Kilo has been secured by, well, captured but not secured by the Pact players with a simple command vehicle, and well, I'm just going to boost 10 times the speed. It's not really an interesting game. I hope other games will be more interesting than this one. It's just a big rush. I'm just moving the camera a bit around, not really knowing what to say other than, oh man, this is just lame. It's just no offense at all against the Day Squad. It's just that they don't have, apparently they weren't used to playing together, so they just went for a big rush. And well, of course, against players like the TSP players, it's not going to work, and especially in economy mode. I mean, a big rush followed by securing the sectors behind your big attack. I mean, why not? But A no-brain attack like this without securing the sectors behind, I mean, it's totally useless. They have abandoned Lima, they have fallen back to the left side of the map. The entire map, as you can see on the minimap, is totally controlled by the NATO players. You've got only 1 or 2 little units over here that try to, well, they are just here, just waiting to be killed or captured. And Charlie and Kilo are the last 2 sectors controlled by the Pact players. They are totally besieged by the NATO players, and it was just going to be ended. I mean, 2,000 points to 80 points. It's the end. Legionnaires and Fusiliers are coming in to besiege the Charlie sector. On this side, other units are coming in to attack. I wish they were a faster speed than 10 times. And here we go, the attack is starting. And the commando is pulling back. 70% points achieved for the NATO players. The commando is destroyed. Kilo has been destroyed and overwhelmed by the NATO forces. An attack on this side, a big helicopter spam, and well, the players are well, the last commander is destroyed by the helicopters. 2,000 points to 150 points, and in terms of the destruction, well, it's not like the first game. There's a big difference, nearly twice as much kills by NATO than by Pact. 7,153 against 4,137. In terms of command points also, it's more than 3 times the amount. So yeah, it's rushes, like in destruction mode, don't work in economy mode. They just attack, kill units, and well, if you don't destroy the commanders, the enemy team will just secure new sectors and win the game quite easily. So yeah, not a really interesting game to see or to comment, but I wanted to show all the games in the tournament. So that's for the 2 first games of the first round. Only 2 games in the first round. I'll be going on to the second round quite shortly. I don't know when. I don't know if it's going to be in the next few days or next week, but it should be coming at least next week is my deadline for the following games. I hope you guys liked the video. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.